Sweden's chief prosecutor has warned a district in the capital with a large immigrant population is becoming a, quote, war zone.
Rinkeby is almost like a war zone. When the police work there, they operate as if they were the army.
Migrants make up the vast majority of the Stockholm suburb of Rinkeby, with almost 90% first or second generation immigrants. The district has now been placed in Sweden's most severe category of urban areas with high crime rates. That's as riots and burnt cars are becoming increasingly common in the areas. But it's far from the only place developing a frightening reputation. The city of Uppsala, some 70 kilometers from Stockholm, has been plagued by months of shocking violence. Criminals have even been using hand grenades to target police stations. And firefighters now require military-style law enforcement support. And Sweden's third largest city, Malmö, has also witnessed a huge rise in crime. This year already, 59 shootings have left 7 people dead and dozens injured. Almost 80% of the local population say they live in fear, while over a third say they're afraid to even be alone on the streets at night. Meanwhile, armed police have been deployed to protect nighttime joggers. We discussed the alarming situation with political scientist and commentator Stigbjörn Lundgren. He notes officers now have to respond like a, quote, army formation.
There are places that are part of the time dangerous, and where the police, it said, is moving into the area, times like that, formed as if they were in a combat situation or as a formation of an army going into an area. There was a migration wave. A lot of people from, example, Africa and Middle East came to Sweden. Perfect society, they imported a lot of people, and now they are running over the edge, downhill over the edge. Police have had a very low profile for a long time, so these groups have been managed to build the networks that are needed to keep crime going.
The hysteria over Trump-Russia collusion is ramping up again. Reports in the US media, citing an anonymous source, say Russia's equivalent to Facebook got in touch with Team Trump. It's claimed they offered to promote his candidacy among Russian-speaking Americans during the election. RT's Jacqueline Vuga investigates.
No news is good news, but Russia news is always breaking news, no matter how shaky the connection. That explosive information comes from anonymous sources familiar with emails sent by the British publicist Rob Goldstone. He's the guy who arranged the infamous Trump Jr. meeting with a Russian lawyer back in June of 2016. CNN issued an exclusive report saying those emails are the first indication there was any follow-up after that meeting. And that follow-up centers around what Goldstone allegedly referred to as a cute marketing idea. Scandalous. Here's what happened. The director of partnership marketing at VK, Russia's equivalent to Facebook, hit up Team Trump to set up a page on their website to appeal to Russian Americans before the election. Finally, the smoking gun, right? And the network confirmed they made an offer to Trump, just like they did to a bunch of other popular people.
We welcomed international celebrities joining our social network. We invited Donald Trump to create a VK account, like many other celebrities.
But the media all but pushed those facts to the side, choosing instead to focus on the young VK exec himself. One outlet said the VK manager represented a new point of direct contact between an influential Russian and advisors to Trump. Not really sure if influential is the way to classify this guy, however. The media are also pointing out that the VK executive has taken photos of Trump and, at a separate event, snapped one with President Putin. Well, apparently that didn't impress the Trump team. They didn't reply to the network's request.
We never received a reply from Donald Trump's representatives.
It is absolutely ludicrous, and it is part of the nature of how our media has covered this entire story for this entire year and plan to continue to do for months and months and months, as long as it keeps their ratings elevated, because it's Russia. That's why this is so exciting to the media and a way for them to stir up a story that is absolutely baseless, and yet another one of hundreds and hundreds of stories that have been and will continue to be nothing but sensationalism and Russia-phobia.
We're back in just a moment.